Even if you usually butcher 20 cows before heading to the mines, many players prefer tending fields, building large or automated farms, and enjoying this often overlooked part of the game. In this video, let me introduce you to the best mods out there to enhance the farming side of your game. And believe me, even if farming isn't your usual gameplay style, give these mods a chance. You won't regret it. To start, it's impossible not to mention the most iconic farming mod in the community, Farmer's Delight. It introduces a simple cooking system to prepare many meals using new flowers, plants, and other wild ingredients. Onions, lettuce, tomatoes. There's plenty to really expand your fields. The new weapon, the knife, will not only let you gather important new resources from plants, but also slice your food on your cutting board, like this pumpkin or this piece of meat. There are many ways to cook your dishes, but one of the simplest is to set up a campfire and place a pot on it. For example, I'll put sliced meat and cabbage leaves inside, making delicately stuffed rolls. With the countless new items available, it's up to you now to find the best recipes and get some really useful effects. To complement the previous mod, here's Nether Delight. A bunch of new dishes to cook, but this time with ingredients that come from the Nether. Be careful, if you're not well prepared, some plants might surprise you. Obviously, all the elements you'll find in this dimension won't grow with water, but with lava nearby. The mod also adds a bunch of recipes with mob meat, like this magnificent stuffed hoglin. But the other mobs in the dimension have them too. They have their own signature dishes, like magma cake or this ghast-based ice cream that refills over time. Yeah, unlimited food. Plus, with this new enchantment, you'll be able to add the same characteristics as a knife to your sword, so you can recover the skin, meat, and all the other new mob items more easily. Let's move on to the Let's Do Farm and Charm mod, widely regarded as one of the best farming mods out there right now. First, you have the option to craft bags with your seeds to display them as decoration, or simply to store them. And with this mode, bone meal is a bit outdated. Instead, you'll put it in a silo and get fertilizer. Taller silos let you produce more fertilizer. You can use it directly on your fields to make seeds grow over an area, or craft fertilizer blocks to boost growth long-term. The mod is filled with super useful items, like this automatic sprinkler, a pitchfork, or even a plow that you can control yourself or with a horse. Yeah, it's much easier for making huge fields. By the way, this mod is part of a large set of other mods made by the same creator that work perfectly together. Playing with these mods is great, but playing with your friends is even better. Okay, you didn't vote for the tough golem, but you probably would have voted for the straw golem. Well, with this mod, you'll be able to meet it. Summon it like this near your field, and it will start working on its own. Once the straw golem has harvested something, it will put it in the nearest chest and go back to work. This little guy gets hungry after 3 days and stops working, but giving him an apple lets him return to harvesting your fields. His lifespan is also limited to just 7 days, and be careful, he hates the rain. Nevertheless, he remains your best ally for taking care of your crops. For Halloween lovers, you're really going to enjoy this mod. First of all, you can put a bag on your head to scare your friends. Imagine showing up like that at a player's window on your server. Yeah, it's a bit creepy. Careful. To get revenge, your friend can throw eggs at your base, which is a pretty original new feature for this item. Now you won't just be able to get apples from trees, but rotten apples as well. Mixed with other questionable ingredients, you can make a sinister apple, basically the opposite of a golden apple. I highly recommend not eating it. While wandering around your world, you might get lucky and come across an abandoned farm. It's an area with corn, a zombie horse, and a well-stocked chest. But the heart of the mod is pumpkin customization. Use your shears on the top of a pumpkin to carve it however you want and display it in your base. Do you know what happens if you decide to eat only bread? Well, your body will lack a lot of protein, among other things. But Minecraft doesn't work like real life. You can decide to make a chicken farm and eat only that until the end of time without it affecting your gameplay. Well, with the diet mod, that's over. You'll have to eat a varied diet. You'll have access to a panel in your inventory that tells you which nutrients you need. For example, if you eat a lot of fruits like apples, you'll get an extra heart. But if, on the other hand, you have a poor diet, negative effects will start to add up. This mod is perfect for encouraging us to grow different foods. And above all, it combines perfectly with a ton of other mods. Now let's move on to a much more recent mod, a Lager Chef Trader. We learn that the Pillager army has a head chef in its ranks, ready to treat us if we find him. He's hiding in his house, a new structure that appears in plains or forests. On the ground floor, you'll encounter a Ravager named Tony. No idea why he's there, but he's guarding the house. Good job, Tony. However, we're focused on what's upstairs. You'll be greeted by the Pillager head chef, who is still at the novice level. Just like with villagers, you'll need to help him gain experience to improve his trade and unlock some very interesting new dishes. Before you leave, don't forget to loot his house, which is filled with food supplies. The next mod will focus on something everyone loves but nobody makes in the game: cookies. We all agree that it's one of the least effective foods, but with cookie expansion, you'll love eating them. The mod adds 6 different cookie variants, each with their own effects. For example, the honey cookie grants 20 seconds of regeneration. 3 the chocolate gives 10 seconds of strength, and the glow berry one. Guess what it does in the comments. In any case, avoid giving them to your parrots. They don't digest them very well. In Minecraft, all seeds grow the same way, but with this mod, your crops now have a quality rating that's shown by a star. It can be iron, gold, or even diamond for the rarest ones. What does that change? Well, foods now get a saturation and nutritional value multiplier based on their rating, ranging from x 1.25 up to x2. Obviously, don't expect to get diamond-level carrots or wheat just by harvesting your fields. It's pretty rare, since it only happens 5% of the time. What can be challenging with this mod is collecting every rarity for each food item, but you'll need some courage, because some are very hard to get. Like this diamond-level poisonous potato. We're going to take your crop automation to another level with the 3 botany pots mods. First, craft your future best friend using a flower pot and some terracotta. This is the foundation of everything, and it can take you far. The concept is simple. Put a seed in soil, and it grows by itself. Each type of soil has its own growth speed bonus. And be careful, you'll need to choose the right base depending on the seed, flower, or tree you decide to plant. For example, nether vines need this specific soil, and water lilies need water. But where the mod really gets interesting is that you can upgrade your pots. For example, by adding a hopper in the crafting recipe, the pot gets its own storage system, but especially by using rarer resources to create pots that have growth multipliers. For example, plants in this one grow twice as fast, and those in this one grow 10 times faster. But well, before you get there, you first need to have this one, which is made from this one. Yeah, it takes a bit of work, but look at the result. You can literally see the tree growing with the naked eye. The resources are then collected in storage. And if you put a chest underneath, then you have the most overpowered wood factory of all time. Well, there you go. You already have 10 really cool mods to try out. But I thought I'd suggest a few other smaller ones that fit perfectly with the rest. This one lets you craft a feeder for your animals. You just need to add the food you want inside, and your animals will breed on their own. It works continuously as long as your feeder has food in it. With just 2 cows at the start and a feeder full of wheat, you could end up with a real herd a few days later. Now imagine being able to move your animals by carrying them. That's nice, isn't it? It's better than dragging them with a lead or putting them in a boat. The carry-on mod allows you to do this and stack entities. I admit I don't really know what that's useful for, but it's funny. Look at this huge tower of animals. The mod also lets you carry blocks like chests, which is really handy for moving all their contents at once. You just finished a build, but it's missing a bit of decoration. Don't worry, here's the Dusty Decoration mod. It adds tons of new blocks and items that will spruce up your area. Why not put this camera in your area? These 2 scarecrows in your field? Or even this magnificent Nautilus Golem in your harbor? If you're planning to make a market for your fishermen villagers, then you can add these hanging fish, barrels filled with food, or even this anchor that looks really rusty. The hoe in Minecraft is probably the least used tool. But with these 2 new features, you'll see that it changes everything. With the first mod, the hoe can now harvest crops in an area. No more picking your carrots or wheat one by hand. Now just a few swings with your tool will do the job. It also works with grass, so it's super convenient to clear an area before you start working on it. The second mod simply increases the amount of harvest you get, depending on the quality of your hoe. Finally, an addition that makes it worth crafting a diamond or netherite hoe. With both mods together, you'll be able to harvest in an area and get a lot more resources. The mod I'm going to show you now is a real gem that should officially be added to the game. It simply adds a tool belt that you craft like this. Inside, you have the option to put your different tools or weapons and attach it to your belt. Look how cool it is to walk around with an axe and a trident on your side. Then, you just have to open the belt interface and select the item you want to use. But what's even better is that you can craft pouches like this that allow you to increase the number of slots in the belt. You can go up to 9 slots, and that's already more than enough. If your thirst for mods still isn't satisfied, I invite you to click on this video to keep discovering some truly amazing mods.